pleasure to be with you, even if in this this way. I would be glad to be present in person, but it wasn't possible right now. So I will mostly repeat what was already said today or yesterday, but maybe you bear with me for a few minutes. My question is, how could we stay relevant, or how could we become relevant? What is our competition? In my opinion, we compete with commercial companies, publishers, data and service providers. They do what they find profitable and mostly avoid those areas where there is no profit for them. They communicate their world view. All that matters they provide. And what they do not provide doesn't matter at all. So what they do not provide is third class, irrelevant, is just a noise. I would like to share a cartoon with you. Can I share my screen?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Here it is. This is my one of my favorite cartoons. The same topic was drawn by many cartoonists. It's just a random example of them. There is a park in the night, and there is dark mostly everywhere. There is a single lamppost, and under the lamppost there is a spot of light, and the drunkard is looking for something. The policeman asks, this is where you lost your wallet? And the drunkard answers, no, I lost it somewhere in the park, but that's the only spot where there is light. So I just stop sharing. And I think the scientific research is the vast park, mostly in the dark, not very well lit. And the only lighted spot is occupied by the mainstream journal articles. Research output exists in the dark area too, and in the era of open science, they should get more attention. Repositories and community-based research communication infrastructures should serve everything that matters for the research community, not just those bits the commercial companies find profitable. Maybe the problem we have is that we only see a small part of the research landscape, those part in the spotlight. First, there are publications in the dark. There are other languages than English. There are other publication types than journal articles. Scholars in the field of humanities use different venues for publishing their research, for instance. We should make it evident that there is much more available than what is offered commercially. Researchers need, I think, cloud services, a supporting environment where they could store and share whatever they need. Repositories might not or not fully support that, but I believe there are products of the research process that need to be archived and made public. These are the outputs repositories are best equipped to store. I'm pretty sure that final products of any project, publishable data, project reports, final versions of the DMPs, software, research logs should be deposited to repositories. The largest fish of all is data, of course. Not all information is contained in those first-order sources. Second-order information is what connects the items of the first-order items. These are the references, the links between the items listed above, and from those items to other research items outside of the scope of the project. Some of those second-order items are already collected by commercial companies, but others are not, maybe not yet. The richer is the web of those second-order information, the more useful is it for research. Community infrastructures should provide second-order information too. Such information could be an aggregation of the project results. Once there was a sibling of the PMH that was called the ORE, the Open the Object Exchange and Reuse. And maybe such a technology could be used to describe the connection between those project outputs. We might call these aggregates of project-related information research objects. The centerpiece of scholarly communication is still the publication, the journal article, the book, etc. We should achieve that publications do refer to other research outputs like data, software, manuals, lab notes, etc. Those stored in repositories, and we should do it using PIDs. Those references could provide a fuller set of supporting information and add more visibility to repositories. If any piece of supporting project information is referred in the publication, all the other pieces should be discoverable following that reference. Repositories should provide services to the research institutions and research funders, offering access to a fuller web of research information than the journals do presently. Finally, items in a repository are not only useful individually, they are useful as a collection, as a text or data corpus, which can be mined and used for various purposes. This is something the commercial companies might want to reserve for themselves, and we should not allow them to do that. Thank you. That was all I wanted to say on this subject.